and gentlemen, I don't know what this is. It looks like it just came out of the basement. Master. Worldwide. Master. Master something.
Welcome back. It's another episode of MasterBetting. This is Nugz, as always, joined by Ferg. Ferg, how you doing?
Well, Nugz, pretty good, man. Can't complain. Had a pretty good weekend. It's my buddy's birthday on Friday night, so we went out and celebrated his birthday. Excuse me. Had a good time, and then Saturday I went played a little poker. We did finish out the Steelers flag football season with another loss. So unfortunately, we did not come away with a win this year. But then we had our team barbecue, which was really nice, and then went and played poker that night. Took fifth. I should have played that final table a little better, but took fifth in the tournament, which did not pay, which was pretty bummed about that. And spent most of the day, all day yesterday, just at home doing stuff, getting laundry done, things like that, you know.
I hear
Friday
ya.
was killer. Friday was killer.
Right on. Yeah. We did a little bit of Drew did a little bit of photography. Got a new tripod. You know, that's 3 legs.
That's what they used to call me. That was my nickname in high school basketball. They called me the tripod.
Tripod.
I mean, it was that and camera. They called me the cameraman. You know, everywhere I went, I took my own tripod. You know what I mean? So
I feel ya.
I didn't even own a camera, so I don't know where they got that, but
Either way,
Nugz, are you picking up the joke at all?
No, I'm picking up the joke. Yeah, I got it. I'm just trying to think. You know,
just trying to think about if you had a better nickname than the tripod or the cameraman,
or why they call you tripod, but not the obvious, you know, joke that you would associate with it. But I mean, I was like, because your shooting arm didn't work, you'd run down the floor and you couldn't hit buckets. You know,
No, it's because it's because I have a. You don't get the joke.
Yeah, no, it's because your unit, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah,
you don't get the
yeah.
joke. Do you want to start
yes.
this over again, and then maybe you can laugh at my joke this time? Maybe we can start the podcast. We're really just now getting into it. Maybe you can laugh at my joke next time.
I was trying to do. I got a lot on my mind. I got threes on the mind, Ferg, and I'll tell you why. Well, you started talking about poker.
You're like Draymond.
I don't like Draymond. Threes on the mind. I mean, I was thinking about, you're talking poker, and I love to play 3-card poker. Sometimes when I'm up the hill at Blackhawk, you know, we got a big 3-0 deficit that we got to talk about here on the podcast for the Colorado Avalanche. A lot of playoff stuff going on, but I don't know. I just got threes on my mind. So I was trying to think of some way to encapsulate tripod. So I don't know. My mind was wandering, but either way,
Yeah, man.
I digress.
Just focus in on the humor, because that was a world-class joke. You know what I mean? We didn't even talk about this, and I pulled out the cameraman, and they called me the tripod, you know, and then
I guess I didn't make the connection there.
yeah.
I thought you were more being self-deprecating regarding your actual role on the basketball team.
No, I was talking about, because everywhere I go, I take my tripod with me, Nugz.
Okay, I'm picking it up.
Jeez.
God, we're off to a rip-roaring start here.
We are
on another episode of MasterBetting, a rip-roaring start from your host, Nugz and Ferg. Appreciate you being with us. You know what, Ferg? We're gonna start off with our bread and butter. We're gonna talk about golf. Quick update. You know, we had our second Masters tournament of the year, and I stopped paying attention after the second round because Tommy Fleetwood, old fairway Jesus, obviously wasn't hitting too many fairways because he missed the cut. So there went my bet. I did look it up for you because I have a feeling that you weren't paying a lick of attention, but Colin Morikawa did make the cut, but I think finished tied for 30 something. So
Yeah, I paid attention as much as I needed to with that.
either way. So we move on, but Ferg, it was a pretty exciting weekend, and I know you're talking about Sunday. You just chilled, and the past couple of weeks we've been so used to having playoff action just about every night, and that's starting to die down because we got finals in the Eastern Conference, in the Western Conference, and after tonight, it's going to be for both the NHL and the NBA. So some things are shaking down, Ferg, and it's been exciting.
It has been, but yeah, you're right. We're down to 4 teams in each league, which is going to limit the amount of games. But man, there was a lot of hot action during these playoffs, and hopefully you came away up some money like I did during these playoffs. So click fucking clack, bro.
Click clack. Well, I mean, let's start off with the NHL, Ferg, and obviously what we've loved talking about the past couple of weeks and paying the most attention to is the Avs, the Colorado Avalanche, onto the Western Conference Finals for the first time since they won the Stanley Cup. So huge news. I mean, when we recorded this last podcast, we were going into Game 4. The Avs had a 2-1 lead. They were coming off of their worst game of the series and ended up winning 5-2 in Minnesota for again. You know, when we were talking on the last podcast, I was complaining about how I had missed out on the under because in the previous game I picked the under, and at the very last minute the Avs scored a empty net goal to push the 6.5 line to the over. They won 5-2, or I can't remember. It was early in the week, or yeah, it was 5-2 in Game 2. Got smoked in Game 3, but then in that Game 4, the day we recorded, same thing happened on the flip side. I'd bet the over. The game was 4-2, and empty net goal, 5-2 outcome. But I picked the over as money line. Click clack. Started off the week off these airwaves into a master bet that we had posted. Click clack. It felt good for.
Hey, you know, that's sometimes the game gives back. You know what I mean? You miss the one just for it to, come through in the next night. So I had a great week. The week prior, last week was hit and miss for me. Well, actually, mostly just miss. I did crack a couple of small bets that nothing to speak of, but I had a really nice bet going on on Friday evening, and Dodgers killed that bet for me. They were. I needed over 7.5 runs in that game, and I believe it was Dodgers Mariners, and it got to 5-2, ended at 7, and they had 2.5 innings to get that last run, and they couldn't do it. That was going to pay a pretty good penny. So anyway, that didn't come through, and so it was not the best week, but at the end of the day, I'm still on that house money from the week prior, so doing good.
Love it. Yeah, for over the course of the week, I did have, as I was telling you, so going back to the Avs, so the Avs did close it out last Wednesday with a 4-3 overtime win, and I know a lot of people, if you're following, and I will say Colorado is really good it's a good sports city. We've talked about it, or Colorado, good sports state. Denver's a good sports city.
100%.
Whether or not you pay attention to hockey over the course of the year, there's more than likely you're paying attention right now. And in that Game 5, for Avs were down 3-0 after the first period, and ended up at the intermission. I don't know. I still just had a feeling, had faith in that team, and I put in a live bet with plus 480 odds, Avs money line to win. So I threw $10 down. Lo and behold, won $48. So that carried me through, and one that also really carried me through. And you know what? This felt really good because of the amount of shit that I got talked to by my family up in Minnesota for what happened with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I let them know, and when the Avs pulled out the series, I finally clapped back and I said, within 24 hours, it's all good. All you guys can go back to is not worrying about playoff sports because the Spurs are going to take you in 6, and start worrying, having the conversation about JJ and Kyler. So that's what you guys can focus your attention on. Well, I had the Spurs minus 10.5 in game, would have been Game 5, over 218 hit, and then Game 6 to close out. There were 5.5 point favorites on the road, over 218 hit. So that stacked me up some cash over the course of the week, Ferg.
Hell yeah, brother. Building that bankroll. That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. So now we're on to Avs Knights and last time they played was 2021, the year before the Avs won the Stanley Cup. The Avs did have a 2-0 series lead and then proceeded to lose 4 consecutive games. So a little bit of bad blood, but they won the finals the year after the Avs did, so they got some Stanley Cup experience, so it should be a good series. But again, I like the Avs in 5 here.
Yeah, I think it's probably a 5-game series as well. I don't think the city of Denver or the state of Colorado, much less the Avalanche that remained from that Vegas series back in 2021, I don't think any of them have forgotten about that series. None of us have forgotten about that series. I really, honestly, I don't think I have any reason to hate Vegas except for maybe that season. I thought the Avalanche had the best team that year. Take that with a grain of salt when you know how much hockey I watch, but I thought the Avalanche had the best team in the league that year, and Vegas did come back to win it. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think any of us forgot about that or are going to forget about that. And I think the Avalanche, have revenge on the mind, payback for that series right now.
It definitely seemed like they're on a mission, so looking forward to that. That starts here on Wednesday, so another week-long break, but,
Well, hey, Nugz, your prediction, your pre-playoff prediction for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference final representatives, that bet is still live. You need the Avalanche to, of course, beat the Knights, but the Golden Knights, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. But right now, Canadians are up 2-0 on the Sabres, so you need those Sabres to come through tonight.
So what, Ferg, you know what? I do have some faith here because Saturday night I was watching that game and they were in Montreal, so Buffalo was on the road, and Buffalo scored first. I think it was within a minute going into that game. And then in the first period, Montreal came back and rattled off 3 goals, and that place was loud. And I was actually at dinner with Dro. Shout out Manning's. Great spot here in Lakewood. Great food.
I'm familiar with it. I haven't eaten there.
No affiliation with the Hall of Fame quarterback. Regardless, great restaurant. But Ferg, we were watching it at Manning's, and I'm looking over, and Buffalo was up 5-3. Next thing I know. So they end the game winning 8-3. They scored 7 unanswered goals against the Canadiens. So I know it's early. Do you by chance know how much time's left? It's probably the first intermission.
Yeah, no, it's not quite to the first intermission yet. Oh, yeah, it is in the first. So okay. first intermission.
So it's still hanging a balance in Ferg. It was actually cool when I was looking at the bets because I did share some bets on Instagram, and of course I did double down since I did have the Buffalo Sabres representing the Eastern Conference. I had them winning tonight. I had to. So I did double down on that bet. So I did take the Buffalo Sabres money line over 5.5. But when I looked at that bet, that's obviously in my still pending, they actually offered me a cash out now. It's getting close enough where that $5 offered me a cash out. And that's a whopping $7.96. So did I lose out on winning $2.96? We'll see. But I still have faith in the Sabres to make it onto the Eastern Conference Final.
Bro, that's like what I would say uncharacteristic of you not to take that that short $2.96, man. I think that's showing some you're bringing out the real gambler right here.
Right. So yeah, it should be fun. That series, that Canadian Sabre series. I mean, regardless of what happens I'm interested to watch that team next season because they've been going at each other for 7 straight games. I think that's a rivalry that's been developed over the course of these playoffs. So either way, it's been a fun series to watch. I've been tuning into that. That's probably been my favorite series in the Stanley Cup playoffs, aside from our Colorado Avalanche.
Well, of course, it's been a banger of a series to watch and to follow, and really, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's been many Game 7s in either one of these playoffs so far.
You know what? I'm trying to think just off the top of my head, Ferg, and I think the only Game 7 so far in the playoffs, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It's both featured the Canadiens. The Canadiens beat the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay.
with a 9 shots on goal performance in the first round, and now here they're on Game 7 against the Buffalo Sabres. So I think it's only been the Canadians.
Well, I think Detroit, the Pistons were in a Game 7 as well with the Cavs. And weren't they in Game 7 against the Magic, now that I think about it, as well?
Oh, yeah. So you're shifting gears over to the NBA now.
Well, I just was talking about both the NBA and NHL playoffs, and that I thought that may have been the only Game 7, but then I started thinking a little more, and it's definitely definitely a few more than just this one tonight.
Yeah, well, that's a flawless transition, Ferg. But
thank you. I wanted to, before we get into the NBA, I did want to talk to you again about Snap Slab. Our buddy over, our boy Aaron over at Snap Slab. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that, if you don't mind.
Hit me.
Little advertisement for Snap Slab. It goes like this. This is a script that Aaron sent me. So honestly, like, I told him I'd use this script, but I'll go a little off script here as well. But look, if you're buying, selling, or trading sports cards, you need to check out Snap Slab. Just snap a photo of any card. We're talking sports cards, Pokemon cards, any of that, and it instantly shows you the grade, recent comp sales, and market data. So you always know what you're working with before you make a move. So no more guessing, no more leaving money on the table. Download Snap Slab for free on the App Store today. I'll tell you a little bit more about this app just from a personal level. I have been talking about getting back into card collecting here recently, and something that for me, I've been going through a lot of old cards. I've been going through a lot of my old cards, a lot of some of my friends' old cards. And, I think that's where you really found the value with grading cards is sometimes with those older cards, because it's junk wax back in the day. So if you can get it graded, you can really find yourself a way to separate that card from the other cards. And the best way to know if it's worth sending it in and worth paying for the grading is to use SnapSlab. Check it out. They'll tell you, they'll give you the recommendation on whether to send it or keep it or throw it in the trash and burn it. I'm just joking, but it's a cool tool for all you sports cards enthusiasts, all you trading card enthusiasts, and also for the Pokemon nerds. You know what I mean? I'm talking about you, Tom DeMillion.
They're out there. Ferg, this is probably, I'm assuming, just based off of our age difference and when it actually came out. I remember I was in 6th grade, so that probably makes me 11, 12 years old when Pokemon cards really got hot. And I might have told you this story, but I pretty much swindled a holographic Charizard card from my buddy's little sister, who I believe was in 1st grade or 3rd grade at the time. Anyways, Tron, sorry about that. It still causes him a little bit of heartburn when I bring that up. Cards long gone, but I think that cards would have been in the tens of thousands of now if I would have held on to it and maintained it. But
what'd you do with it?
I have no idea.
Trade it for a 12-pack of Banquet.
Could have, or friggin' a gram of some Dro. You know what I mean? Not my wife.
Oh yeah. Some crip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, rest in peace to that Charizard.
But either way, super cool.
The one Logan Paul has hanging around his neck, huh? That's probably the card you had. Yeah, I mean, he's got some. Logan Paul has some kind of like $2 million card that he has in a case or on a chain around his neck. It's whatever.
Sorry, that guy means a lot to you. That guy means a lot.
Yeah, sorry, I know that. Yeah, sorry, I know that.
Well, either way, I mean, good looks on the shout out for SnapSlab. Ferg, that's a great live read, or because we are, whether it's live while people are listening to it, it's live between your eyes. So great work. Make sure you check it out. But yeah, Ferg. So as
we started talking about basketball. We were talking about the NHL playoffs. I kind of made a transition talking about the game sevens into basketball, but this basketball playoffs, I don't know. For me, it's been a little bit harder to follow with the Nuggets being out now and whatnot. I don't really care about any of the teams that are left. I know there was a game 7 last night, and Detroit, second seed in the league, absolutely shit the bed versus Cleveland. So
they were the number 1 seed, and they went to
Detroit was number 1 seed.
Detroit was number 1, and they almost got bounced by the play-in number 8 Orlando Magic.
That's
went
true.
7.
Yep.
Went 7 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So up until Game 5 had not won a road game in the playoffs, and ended up winning Game 5 on the road. Got smoked at home, but they won Game 7 on the road, so they were moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. So you got the New York Knicks, who have been waiting for, I want to say, the better part of a week against the Cavs, and then you got Spurs Thunder. And for me, Ferg, it's whoever wins the Eastern Conference is who I'm rooting for the rest of the way. Not a big fan of Wemby. Don't want to see Shea OKC win it again, so I have a feeling I'm going to be rooting for the Knicks. But
I can't root for the Knicks. I don't like the Spurs. I think it was really the Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili Spurs that I didn't really like. I don't know. I always liked David Robinson. But I don't know. There's something I think I would probably root for the Spurs. I don't really like the Knicks, never have. I don't like Spike Lee. I don't like any of his joints. Spike Lee can keep those motherfuckers. But actually, He Got Game was pretty good.
Doesn't he do the Medea series too?
God, that's so good. That's so good. I forget who that guy, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry.
Oh my Lord.
Oh God, Spike Lee would hate you for saying that, dude. That's hilarious. Anyway, I don't like Spike Lee, so I don't really like the Knicks. I never liked Patrick Ewing back in the day. I did like John Starks a little bit, but anyway, and yeah, it's just hard. When I quit being a Mavericks fan for pretty much a full year, I contemplated trying to get into the Thunder. Having lived in Oklahoma for as long as I did, I contemplated potentially getting into the Thunder, and I just can't do it, man. I can't do it with the Thunder. It's just it doesn't sit right. And so I guess out of all these teams, I guess give me Cleveland. It would be good to see them win one without LeBron. So give me Cleveland in that series, and of course I want to see the Spurs.
Okay. Cleveland Spurs. I mean, I guess I have to go at the beginning of these playoffs. Ferg. I did pick the Thunder to win it all. So as much as I don't want to see it, that's what I did pick, and that's what I guess I can't go back on my word. But I'd like to see the Knicks. But Ferg with Cleveland, and you talk about, it would be good to see a small market team win it in the NBA, in my opinion. I guess at the same time we have all smart. Besides New York, 3 small market teams. But did you hear about Game 7? A little bit of controversy or conversation going around what Dan Gilbert did with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Game 7 against Detroit.
No, fill me in on that. I'd heard a little chatter and his name being thrown around, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
So I want to say it was something along the lines of 75. He bought 7,500 tickets to that game. And he sent 25 buses of Cavaliers fans down to that game. So I don't know. Some people are getting up that owners shouldn't be involved that way. But at the same time, if you're in that market and you're selling your tickets, I mean, shame on you. So
I have no problem with that at all. Hostile takeover. Give it to me all day.
So I wasn't watching the game, but apparently the Go Cavs or whatever the iteration of their chant was pretty loud towards the end of that game. So, which looked like a blowout from start to finish. I did think that Detroit would close it out at home, so I did have Detroit in the money line. So I was just doing some score watching. It was never close. I think I looked. They were down 20 with a couple minutes left in the second quarter, and then every time I looked, didn't even get close. So either way, got the Cavs
Shit
next.
the bed. They shit the bed, bro.
Yes, they did. And then we do have, as far as news for a little bit of, I guess, fun facts for you, and I'll tie it back to our guy, Nikola Jokic, one of the best to ever do it. So Shea wins his second consecutive MVP. Nikola Jokic, he comes in second. And again, this is in a season, Ferg, where he is the first player in NBA history to lead the league in rebounds and assists. No player has ever done that before. Ferg, did you know that no player has led the league in rebounds and assists in their career period? So not let alone in the same year, but in different years. So they had led in rebounds one year, led in assists another year. No one's ever done it. So he's in completely uncharted territory. And for the 6th consecutive year, he's been in the top 2 for Finals MVP.
That's incredible. And that's a really good stat. I did not know that about the assists and rebounds. I guess it makes sense, the traditionally this has changed. I mean, a lot has changed about the NBA. You have the Dirk Nowitzkis and the Kevin Durant's, that 7-footers that are shooting threes. I know Nikola shoots threes as well, but not as much as those two were known for it. But that's kind of a crazy stat. I mean, yeah, you think the traditional big man is not your assist leader, they're your rebound guy, and then your
Rebound,
assist
sure, yeah.
leader, yeah, your assist guy, your John Stocktons, your Jason Kidds of the world. They don't rebound as much. I would say Jason Kidd there were some point guards that were starting to get more rebounds. Jason Kidd was a triple-double machine back in the day. So, but yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting stat. I did not know that. And then you mentioned that he finished top 2 in MVP voting for consecutive years. You mentioned
Only
something
2
about that. What's that?
So I'll just line it back out for you, Ferg. So in the past 6 seasons, Nikola Jokic has won or finished in the top 2. So Nikola Jokic has finished in the top 2 for MVP in the NBA for the past 6 consecutive seasons. He is the 3rd player in NBA history to do that. Can you give me the other 2?
Yeah, you kind of mentioned this earlier, and I threw out some of the usual suspects that you would think of. Michael Jordan, not him.
Wrong. No.
Right. I just said. I'm just checking. So it wasn't him. It's not LeBron. You said.
No.
I think I said Wilt, and it's not him either. I would say maybe Steph Curry.
No.
Would be one of them. And then the other, Shaq?
Bill Russell and Larry Bird.
Yeah, those were my next 2 guesses. Damn it. I should have kept going. Those were my next 2 guesses.
So either way, good close up there, Ferg. Again, folks, we are on YouTube, so check us out on YouTube too.
My chair was squeaking. I had to make it move.
Up close and personal with Ferg's face. But Ferg, so but either way, so we've talked about it. So not to be the dead horse, I just thought that was a fun stat that I'd read, that sure, Shea gets it again, and real no surprise there, pretty anticlimactic, but still Nikola Jokic, just the underlying current is he's still the best in the game right now, regardless of winning MVPs. And I think people are just they're getting used to his greatness. You know what I mean, Ferg?
Yeah, I do. It's not like I wouldn't say the novelty is worn off, but maybe that is the word for it. It's like the things that he does and the way he plays the game is unlike any player that has ever played the game before. And he does it in a very unconventional way too. I mean, he's just wobbling down the floor. He's not smooth. He's not like, but his vision is incredible. His IQ for the game is unmatched. And his physical attributes, he's freaking beast, dude. I met him one time. I don't know if I told you that, but I did meet Nikola Jokic one time. So
and he refused a picture.
That's right.
Well, of all the dudes you've touched, he didn't want any Ferg.
He touched me though. I didn't touch him.
Yeah. Well, either way, still pretty cool. I'd like to see him in his natural element. Pretty laid back guy though, right?
He was definitely laid back, and he was very friendly and very polite when he refused to take a picture with us.
Either way, that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Well, it's winding down. We'll see. Go Buffalo. Maybe that bet will pay out. But I do want to recap because we got one more big, I guess, not sports, something happening in the NFL, something we love to talk about. But I do want to lay out a bet that I do have for both the NHL and NBA playoffs as they're about to unfold here. So let me hit you with it. If you're cool with that.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, and what's going on right now, I do have Buffalo on the money line and over 5.5 goals. So I need Buffalo to pick it up here in the second and third period. So we'll see how that plays out. And then for the Spurs and Thunder that kicks off tonight, I do have Spurs covering plus 6.5 over 218. And Stefan Castle, who had a monster, led the game in scoring in game 6 against the Timberwolves, 30 points, rebounds, and assists combined. That's $10 pays, that's plus 400 odds. So $10 to pay 40. Click, clack.
Click motherfucking clack. Hey, I like that Castle kid. Dylan Harper also on that team, and then Wemby. I think the Spurs. I may be wrong, but I think they had the top 1 or top 2 picks in the last 3 drafts, and that's when they drafted Wemby, Castle, and then Harper. Dylan Harper. I don't know if you know this, but he is Ron Harper. It's his son, Ron Harper, who used to play. I played with Jordan for the Bulls for a little while, but he was with a few different teams back in the day. But
Yep,
Lakers. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say Shobi, Shaq, and Kobe.
the Shobi Lakers. That's a good way to say it. The Shobi Lakers.
Haven't heard before.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of like this. This team is young, so it could get crazy. They could be good for a while. Something like the Steph Curry and the Warriors. When you build around somebody like Wemby, and you put some good pieces in place, yeah, I mean, they could be good for a long time. This Western Conference is pretty stacked.
Yeah, and it's looking to be in the years to come. And then real quick, for one bet that I did want to call out for the opening night with the Avs, give me Avs minus 1.5 and over 6.5 goals on Wednesday night. So we'll see how that pans out, and we'll wait for these teams to feel each other out. But that's what I got for my bets for this week. But finally, some NFL news. Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the Steelers. I know you were waiting with bated breath to find that news out, but he has joined OTAs. So that's kind of all I got for the NFL, Ferg.
Who gives a shit? Aaron Rodgers, fucking, who gives a fuck about this guy? I'm sick of hearing him, man. I'm sick of hearing about him. I feel bad for the Steelers. I feel bad for the Steelers that this guy is coming back. I think there's lots better quarterbacks out there. I think he is doing himself and his legacy a disservice by coming back another year, and I think that it's bad for the Steelers. So
100%. Look at Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that is a franchise that is marred by mediocrity over the past decade. I don't see it getting better anytime soon, and it's just being held. Any progress is being held up by Aaron Rodgers. But still, Ferg, that's probably trying to get a rise out of you, which I did a little bit. But that obviously isn't the big news. We did get the NFL schedule this past Thursday, and
I was looking over that.
So first week, it kicks off with the New England Patriots rematch of Super Bowl. We had Super Bowl 60. So Patriots going to Seattle. I'll see the coach of the Patriots is.
But is that the opening game? But it's because it's on a Wednesday this year, or is there a Thursday then a Friday? It's a Wednesday Thursday or a Thursday Friday this year. They're doing two games. They're doing 2 games this year before the opening Sunday game. So the first game is it's New England at Seattle, and that is in Washington on Wednesday, September 9th. And then on September 10th on Thursday, which usually they open the games up on Thursday with the Super Bowl winner, but they added a Wednesday this year, and then Thursday is San Francisco versus the Rams in Melbourne, in the Australia.
That's right. I'm seeing that now. I just figured it was on Thursday, but I forgot there was a game in Australia. So
in the Australia, excuse me, guys. Let me mute myself while I try to clear my throat. But I've made my stance clear on how I feel about these out of country games. But I mean, I don't know.
They're awesome. What are you talking about, Ferg?
I kind of want to go to the Australia, to be honest with you.
Going to London to a Broncos game was sweet. Don't mind you if it was a 12-10 barn burner versus the New York Jets. It was sweet being in that stadium. But
we've talked about it, right? I mean, I don't like that it takes away a home game for one of the teams. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but regardless.
And the product typically isn't that great, as I can attest to. But that week 1, Ferg, I mean, we got both of our teams too. I mean, primetime games. Cowboys about to get darted on by the New York Giants that travel to the Meadowlands. And then Monday night, Broncos go to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes probably making a record turnaround from a torn MCL, ACL, just blowing up his knee in December of last season.
But how does this affect LeBron's legacy?
That is, I mean, have you got a chance to look at the Cowboys schedule at all?
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, and no, we got the Giants in Sunday night. So in primetime week 1, of course, you got to get the Cowboys on primetime. But I'm just kind of looking over this schedule, and just at like a first glance, I don't see any losses for the Cowboys. I think they can win them all. This is going to be our year, bro. This is going to be our year.
I think I took a glance at it. I mean, I know you have the Commanders, you have the Giants, you have the Falcons, I think the Bucks. So not really. I mean, when you finish the way the Cowboys finish, I mean, it's to be expected. You're going to have a pretty.
No Falcons.
Who was it? I can't remember. I was
Tampa Bay. We got Baltimore. We've got Houston, which Houston I think is overrated. But we got the Rams, Seattle. So we'll see, man. I just don't see any losses for us on the schedule when I look at it right now.
As well, I mean, let's take a look. So I do want to look. So the Cowboys, as it stands right now, Super Bowl winner plus 2,500 odds for. So LA Rams, they are the favorite at plus 750 right now. Let's see where the old. It's not looking.
That could not be the Rams. I just don't buy it, man. I don't buy it. With Stafford being as aging, I love Stafford. I love him. He's white. I'm white. We've talked about this. I love the white athlete. But no,
reigning MVP.
I know he's the reigning MVP. I get it. I don't think maybe that. I don't understand how he won MVP last year, but regardless, I get it. I just don't think. I don't think he's the. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Let's just put it that way. I think the Cowboys have a better chance.
Well, put your money where your mouth is. Plus 2,500 odds. Broncos are coming in at plus 1,600.
You know I will.
And it's your year every year, so as it is every Cowboys fan.
I honestly think plus 1,600 for the Broncos is a pretty good bet. Broncos got better, I think, in the offseason. How long before Nix comes back?
Well, I mean, right now, he should be ready by training camp, but I mean, they are pushing this out, and he had another I guess, a setback with his ankle, so that's concerning Broncos country a little bit. But I mean, he's had full off season and really probably a month less than Patrick Mahomes to come back, because you know that the Chiefs are not getting the first Monday night game of the year if Patrick Mahomes is not coming back, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters. I think it matters, obviously, so they anticipate that, but they're not going to not give it to the Chiefs. The Chiefs have formed a pretty good they've had a great following. They're one of the original teams in the league. So, Patrick Mahomes or not.
Yeah,
But you're right.
Justin
Without
Fields.
him on the team, they don't get that game. But I think they give it to him, and at the risk of him not being able to play. Yeah.
Looks like will be. But yeah, Broncos, their first 6 games are pretty rough, Ferg. So Chiefs, Jaguars, Rams, Niners, Chargers, someone else in there, but it's going to be Seahawks. So tough sledding, but I have faith in Sean Payton. I went all last year doubting the Broncos, and look what happened. AFC Championship game, 1/2 of shitty weather away from potentially being in the Super Bowl. So we'll see. A lot of time to talk.
I mean, there was a coaching error there in that game, but you also were missing your quarterback.
Yeah.
Your leader on the field, so. All right. Yeah. Enough about the Cowboys being the best team ever.
Well, Fergie, that's all I got. You got anything else that I'm missing here?
No. Stay involved. Catch us on the socials. We'll be pumping out some more hot fire here this week with the games heating up again. So keep an eye on that. You'll also be able to see how we're betting and what we have going on. So if you want to jump in and tail those bets and build your bankroll and stack some cash with us, Nugz is on a little bit of a heater right now. It might be good to fade him as he comes off that heater. But no, but seriously, it might be a good idea to jump on while he's hot and check out some of that hot action. So we'll stay committed to getting those bets up and showing you what we're working with. And hit us back. Show us your bets.
Show us your bets. Click, clack.
Click, motherfucking clack. Hey, how about a Gorilla Pop? You got something?
Let's go.